The darkness has been your reality for so long, my child, that you have forgotten the memory of the sun. It has been more than a mere absence of light. It has been a tangible presence, a thick and heavy cloak that has enveloped your spirit, muffling all sounds of joy, chilling all warmth of hope, and obscuring every familiar landmark of your life. You have walked within this profound gloom, your spiritual eyes so accustomed to the shadows that you have ceased to even look for the light. They, the onlookers of your journey, have seen you dwelling in this darkness, and with their limited, surface-seeing eyes, they have drawn their conclusions. Their light has gone out, they may have whispered, their words a sorrowful finality. This is their story now, a tale of shadow and sorrow. And you, my beloved, lost in the disorienting expanse of this long and starless night, have begun to believe them, to accept that this darkness is not just a season, but your very identity, your permanent and inescapable world. You remember when the light began to fade, don't you, my precious one? Perhaps it was a slow, creeping twilight, a gradual erosion of your joy, your certainty, your peace, until one day you awoke to find yourself in a world of gray. Or perhaps it was a sudden, violent extinguishing, a storm that blew out every candle of your hope at once, plunging you into an immediate and shocking darkness. However it came, its effects have been profound. It has been a season of confusion, where the path ahead is unseen, where every step is taken with a hesitant uncertainty, for fear of stumbling over an obstacle you cannot perceive. The future, which once seemed a bright and open vista, now appears as an impenetrable wall of blackness. In this darkness, my child, a profound sense of isolation has been your constant companion. You have felt unseen, unheard, unknown. You may have cried out, but your voice seemed only to be swallowed by the vast, indifferent emptiness. You have moved among others, but have felt like a ghost, a shadow passing through their brightly lit worlds. Your own inner reality of darkness, a secret you carry alone. For who can truly understand the landscape of another's night, this feeling of being invisible, of your struggle being unacknowledged, is a deep and particular pain, one that can make you question your very significance, your very existence. The world has not known how to meet you here, my beloved. It is drawn to light, to strength, to success, so it is uncomfortable with the profound stillness, the raw vulnerability of a soul dwelling in darkness, and so it has offered you its inadequate remedies. Some have tried to shine their own small, artificial lights into your gloom, the flimsy lamps of positive thinking, of simplistic advice, of cheerful platitudes. But these lesser lights, unable to penetrate the true depth of your spiritual night, have often served only to cast more distorted shadows, making you feel all the more misunderstood. Others, fearing the contagion of your sorrow, have simply kept their distance, their absence a silent judgment, a confirmation of your fear that a soul in darkness is a soul best left alone. And so you have begun to adapt to the shadows. My child, you have learned to navigate by the faint outlines of memory, to live with the muted spirit, to expect nothing more than this perpetual twilight. You may have even come to identify with the darkness, to believe that it is your true nature. I am a sorrowful person. Your heart may have concluded. My story is a dark one. The very possibility of a radiant dawn may have begun to feel like a foolish, childish fantasy, a hope that you have reluctantly, painfully let go of in the face of your overwhelming reality. This, my precious one, is the ultimate goal of the darkness, to convince you that it is all there is, that it is your final and eternal home. But I come to you now, my child, as you sit in the very heart of this profound gloom. I come to you not as a distant observer, but as one who has been with you in every moment of this long night. My presence, an unseen, unfelt warmth beside you in the cold. I come to speak a word of truth so powerful, so contrary to your present experience, that it will begin to shatter the very foundations of your prison of darkness. And this is my truth for you. This darkness you inhabit. This night you have believed to be your entire world is not the story itself. It is merely the backdrop. It is the deep, velvet curtain against which the brilliance of your true self is about to be revealed. It is the sacred, prepared stage for your magnificent and radiant return. I see what you cannot yet see, my beloved, while your eyes behold only the oppressive shadows. My eyes, the eyes of your divine author and director, behold the entire stage. I have been here all along, not as a passive witness to your suffering, but as an active, purposeful artist, setting the scene, arranging the lighting, preparing for the grand entrance of my hero, you. The very darkness that has felt like your prison has been, in my hands, the perfect, contrasting environment I have been using to make the light I am about to reveal in you appear all the more glorious, all the more breathtaking. I do not deny the reality of your pain in this darkness. The loneliness has been real. The fear has been real. The despair has been real. But I'm telling you now that these things are not the ultimate reality. They are the temporary conditions of the stage, the dramatic tension required for a truly magnificent story. Your story is not a tragedy of the night, my child. It is a divine comedy of the dawn, a heroic epic of a return to the light. The world sees the darkness and speaks of endings. They see your struggle, your obscurity, and they conclude that your story is over. But their perception is limited to the immediate scene. They cannot see the script I hold in my hands. They do not know the glorious act that is to follow. I, your God, I speak not of endings, but of entrances. I speak not of your demise in the darkness, but of your glorious, radiant return to the light. So, let this word be the first flicker of a candle in your long night. My precious one, let it be a spark of a truth so profound it can begin to push back against the overwhelming presence of your gloom. The darkness is real, but it is not the whole reality. It is not your identity. It is not your destiny. It is only the backdrop, the perfect, divinely prepared backdrop for the magnificent, triumphant, and radiant return of the true, light-filled self I have created you to be. Trust me, my child. The stage is set, and your entrance is drawing near. Yes, my precious child, while you have been feeling lost and adrift in an all-consuming darkness, while your heart has been aching with the belief that this gloom is your final reality, I, your divine director, have been looking upon this very same scene with the perspective of profound and purposeful creativity. You have been seeing an empty, unlit stage, a play that has seemingly ended in a long and sorrowful blackout. but I have been seeing the meticulous, behind the scenes work of a master stagehand for this season of darkness. My beloved, has not been a state of your abandonment, but a period of my most focused preparation. I have been setting the stage. The darkness you have experienced is not the story itself. It is the perfect, deep, velvet backdrop that I have been hanging in place, against which the magnificent radiance of your coming entrance will shine with a brilliance that will take your breath away. You have felt the stillness, the lack of movement, the absence of visible progress, and have interpreted it as stagnation. But in the theater of my kingdom, my child, the moments before a great scene change are often characterized by a profound quiet, a sacred hush behind the curtain. It is in this very quiet that the most crucial work is done. While you have been waiting in the wings of your life, feeling unseen and forgotten, I have been tirelessly at work on the stage. I have been arranging the props, positioning the other actors, and, most importantly, preparing the lighting that will illuminate your glorious return. Consider the props, my child, the very circumstances of your life, the resources you will need for your next chapter, the opportunities that will form the pathway of your purpose, the relationships that will support and champion you. These are not left to chance. In this season of your obscurity, I have been moving these pieces into place with divine precision, a connection being made in a distant place that you know nothing of, a skill being developed in another person that will one day be essential to your calling, a resource being accumulated that will be released to you at the perfect moment. This is my unseen work of stage management. You see only your present lack, your current limitations. I see the entire set being dressed, every prop being perfectly positioned for the magnificent scene that is about to begin. What has felt to you like a period of frustrating lack has, in my reality, been a period of masterful provision and preparation. Think, too, of the other actors in your story. My divine direction is not limited to you alone, but extends to all the hearts and lives that are intertwined with your destiny. Sometimes, your season in the darkness is necessary to allow time for others to be prepared for the role they will play in your radiant return. A heart may need to be softened. A mind may need to be opened. A spirit may need to be healed. I am at work in their lives, too, my child, orchestrating their journeys, preparing them to be ready to receive you, to celebrate you, to partner with you when you step back into the light. Your time in the shadows has often been a profound act of my grace, allowing the full cast of your next chapter to be assembled and prepared so that when the curtain rises, the story can unfold with a beautiful and seamless harmony. And what of the backdrop itself? My beloved, this darkness you have so painfully endured, a wise artist knows the power of contrast. A diamond displayed upon a black velvet cloth shines with a greater brilliance. A single star is most glorious against the deep ink of the night sky. The darkness you have experienced has not been a punishment. It has been my deliberate artistic choice. I have allowed the backdrop of your life to become profoundly dark so that when I switch on the spotlight of my glory upon you, your light, your strength, your beauty, your restored joy will shine with an intensity, a purity, a breathtaking radiance that could never have been achieved against a brighter, more cluttered background. The depth of your past sorrow will become the very thing that amplifies the magnificence of your future joy. The profundity of your time in obscurity will make your revealed purpose all the more compelling and powerful. Do not despise the darkness. My child, I am using it to create the perfect canvas for my masterpiece. I am the master electrician of your life stage. My precious one, while you have felt lost in the gloom, I have been arranging the lights. I have been positioning the spotlights of new purpose, stringing the beautiful, soft lights of new relationships, preparing the warm, healing glow of my restorative peace. And at the appointed moment, in my perfect timing, I will throw the master switch, and the stage of your life, once so dark, will be flooded with a light so glorious, so beautiful, that it will banish every lingering shadow and reveal the magnificent scene I have so carefully, so lovingly prepared. My presence has been with you in the wings, my child, in the quiet darkness behind the scenes, while you felt forgotten. My hand was upon your shoulder, while you felt your story was over. I was whispering to you the script for your next triumphant act. My silence has been the focused quiet of a director, watching every element, ensuring every detail is perfect, filled with a joyful anticipation for the moment he can finally say, "It is time. Take your place. The spotlight is waiting." This entire season has been a sacred intermission, a holy pause in the public unfolding of your story, but a time of intense and purposeful activity in the unseen realm. It has been a time of profound trust, where you have been asked to believe in a director you cannot see, to wait for a scene change you cannot perceive, to prepare for a role whose full glory you cannot yet imagine, and your faithfulness in this waiting. My child, your willingness to remain even in the darkness has been a beautiful act of worship, a testament to a faith that is being made strong and true. So, when you feel the weight of the darkness, when the stillness feels too heavy to bear, I invite you to remember this truth. You are not in an empty void. You are in my workshop. You are backstage. And am I, your God, your loving and all-powerful director, and meticulously, joyfully, and purposefully setting the stage for your magnificent, radiant return. The curtain is about to rise, my beloved, and the scene that is about to be revealed will be more beautiful, more glorious, more filled with my light and my love than anything you have ever dared to dream. And so, my cherished child, as you begin to trust that I, your divine director, have been meticulously setting the stage for your glorious return, let us now explore the profound and sacred purpose of the shadows themselves. For I know that your heart, even as it embraces the hope of a coming dawn, still aches with the memory of the long night, still questions the necessity of such a deep and protracted darkness. You have felt its chill, its loneliness, its disorienting power, and have wondered why a God of love would permit such a season. But I invite you now into the wisdom of my artistry, to understand that the darkness was not a meaningless affliction, but an essential and masterfully chosen element of my design. A sacred backdrop whose purpose has been to prepare you, to protect you, and to ultimately amplify the very radiance of the light I am about to reveal in you, the first great purpose of this backdrop of darkness. My child, is the profound principle of contrast. A single candle flame in a brightly lit room is barely noticeable, its small light lost in the greater glare. But that same candle, when placed in a room of absolute darkness, becomes a beacon of magnificent power, a captivating source of warmth and hope. Its every flicker a dramatic dance against the gloom. Its brilliance is not change, but its perceived glory. Its impact, its very significance, is magnified 1,000-fold by the darkness that surrounds it. So it is with you, my beloved. The light I have placed within you, the unique reflection of my own glory that is your true self, is destined to shine with a breathtaking brilliance. And in my loving wisdom as the divine artist, I have allowed the backdrop of your life to become profoundly dark for a season, precisely so that when your radiant return occurs, your light will not be a mere flicker in a world of competing lights, but a dazzling, undeniable, and awe-inspiring beacon that will shatter the darkness and bring profound hope to all who behold it. The depth of your past struggle will become the very measure of your future glory. The profundity of your sorrow will become the velvet against which the diamond of your joy will sparkle with its most magnificent fire. The darkness has not been to diminish you, my child. It has been to create the perfect context for you to shine most brilliantly. Secondly, my beloved, this season of shadows, of obscurity, has been a sacred space for the cultivation of true, authentic humility in the bright spotlight of worldly success, of constant affirmation, of easy progress. The insidious weeds of pride can so easily take root in the human heart. It is easy to begin to believe that the light is your own, that your strength is self-generated, that your success is a product of your own cleverness. But the darkness, my child, is a great and merciful humbler. It strips away the illusions of self-sufficiency. It brings you face to face with your own limitations, your own profound need for a light beyond yourself. In the darkness, you have been forced to let go of your own maps, to cease relying on your own sight, to surrender your prideful striving. And in this surrender, in this honest acknowledgement of your need for me, a beautiful and powerful humility has been born. This is not the false humility of low self-esteem, but the true, noble humility of a spirit that knows its source, that rests in its dependence on its Creator. And this humility, my child, is the very quality that makes you capable of carrying my light without being consumed by it, of wielding my power without being corrupted by it. The darkness has prepared you to wear your future radiance with grace. Furthermore, this sacred darkness has been your private workshop, your hidden crucible, where your true character has been formed away from the distracting and often distorting glare of a public stage. Some spiritual work, my child, the deepest, most foundational work, can only be done in secret, in the quiet intimacy between a soul and its God. Had you been living in a constant spotlight, you may have been tempted to perform, to manage your image, to shape your character according to what would win the applause of the crowd. But in the obscurity of your trial, you were freed from this pressure. You were free to be utterly, authentically yourself before me in this hidden space. We have been able to do the deep work, to heal the secret wounds, to confront the hidden fears, to strengthen the weak foundations of your inner being, without the interference of outside opinions. The character that has been forged in you during this time is not a performance. It is a reality. It is a strength that is true. an integrity that is solid, a wholeness that is authentic to its very core. The darkness provided the necessary privacy for your most profound and lasting transformation. And in this darkness, my child, your spiritual senses have been profoundly sharpened. You have learned to see in a new way, not with your physical eyes, but with the eyes of faith. You have learned to hear in a new way, not the loud voices of the world, but the quiet whisper of my spirit. You have learned to navigate by a different compass, the inner compass of my peace and my truth. These are the skills of the kingdom of light, my beloved, and they are most often perfected in the training ground of the darkness. You have been weaned from your reliance on the visible, the tangible, the sensible, and have been initiated into the deeper, more powerful realities of the Spirit. This is a priceless gift, a graduation into a new level of spiritual maturity, a preparation that now equips you to walk as a child of the light with a wisdom and a discernment that those who have only known the Son cannot possess. My love for you, my precious one, was the constant, though perhaps unfelt, presence that made this darkness a sacred space rather than a destructive one. My purpose was never to abandon you to the gloom, but to use the gloom itself as a divine instrument for your ultimate good. I was the stage director who knew that this extended scene, the dark, was essential to build the tension, to develop the character, and to prepare for the magnificent, light-filled climax of the story. I was the loving father who knew that a time of quiet, hidden formation was necessary before my child could be presented to the world in their full glory. So, when you look back upon the season of shadows, my child, see it now with this new understanding. It was not a meaningless period of suffering. It was not a sign of your being lost or forgotten. It was the sacred backdrop, purposefully designed and lovingly permitted by me to make your coming return all the more radiant, all the more powerful, all the more glorious. It was the necessary darkness that preceded your most beautiful dawn. And because you have endured the night, the light you are about to carry will shine with a beauty and a brilliance that will change the world. And so, my cherished child, having rested in the profound purpose of the shadows, having begun to understand that the darkness you endured was a sacred backdrop being meticulously prepared by me, your divine director, I invite you now to attune your spirit to a new and subtle shift in the atmosphere. The deep, absolute black of your longest night is beginning to yield. The profound silence backstage is now being filled with a quiet, expectant hush, for the season of hidden preparation is drawing to its appointed close, and the moment of your grand entrance, your radiant return, is drawing ever nearer. Can you perceive it? My beloved, it is the first glimmer of light from the wings, the warm glow of the waiting spotlight, beginning to spill onto the edges of your awareness. My loving whisper in your ear, get ready. My child, it is almost time. This is the sacred transition, the holy moment between the hiddenness and the unveiling. You are no longer lost in the heart of the darkness, but you are not yet standing in the fullness of the light. You are in the wings of the stage of your life. And from this unique vantage point, you can begin to sense the reality of what is to come. The work I have done within you in secret, The strengthening of your character, the deepening of your wisdom, the healing of your wounds is now beginning to produce an inner light, a spiritual radiance that is becoming palpable, first to your own spirit, and soon to the world. You may feel this as a new and unshakable sense of readiness. My child, where once there was only weariness and a dread of the future, a new energy, a quiet and holy anticipation may be stirring within you. The thought of stepping back into the light may have once terrified you, but now you may feel a dawning desire, a nascent courage to once again take your place, to share your gifts, to live your purpose. This is not your own human confidence returning. This is the result of the profound work we have done together in the shadows. You feel ready because I have made you ready. Your spirit knows, with an intuition that transcends thought, that its time of preparation is complete and its time of presentation is at hand. This glimmer from the wings also manifests as a new clarity of purpose. The questions that once plagued you in the darkness: who am I? Why am I here? What is the point of my life? Are beginning to be answered, not with simple platitudes, but with a deep, inner knowing that has been forged in the crucible of your trials. You are beginning to understand why you have walked the path you have walked. You are beginning to see how your deepest struggles have uniquely equipped you for a specific and beautiful calling. The purpose I have for you is no longer a vague and distant hope, but a clear and present reality, a light that is beginning to illuminate your next steps with a new and joyful certainty. You are my actor, my beloved, and you are beginning to understand the magnificent role for which you have been so perfectly cast. In this backstage moment, my precious one, you can begin to feel the warmth of the waiting spotlight. It is the warmth of my love, my pride, my joyful anticipation of your return. I am not a demanding director, pushing you onto a stage for which you are unprepared. I am a loving father who has been with you through every rehearsal, every difficult scene, and who now looks upon you, his prepared and cherished child, with an overwhelming sense of delight. My heart is eager to see you shine. My hands are ready to pull back the curtain. My pride in you is the very light that is even now beginning to warm your spirit, to dispel the last of the chills of your long night. This is a time to gather your strength, my child, to take a deep spiritual breath and to align your heart with mine in these final moments before your entrance. Let go of any remaining fear, any lingering insecurity. The darkness has served its purpose. It has been the backdrop against which your character has been set. Your spirit has been refined, and your inner light has been made ready to shine with its most brilliant intensity. You do not step out onto the stage as you were before. You return as one who has been transformed, one who has known the darkness and has overcome it, one who carries within them a light that can never again be extinguished. The world, the audience, is waiting. Though they may not know what they are waiting for, they have seen the darkened stage of your life for a season, and they may have grown restless or even forgotten you were there. But soon, very soon, the curtain will rise, the spotlight will find you, and the person they will see will not be the one they remember, the one who retreated into the shadows. They will see a new creation, a soul radiant with a quiet strength, a gentle wisdom, a profound peace, a luminous hope. They will witness your radiant return, and they will stand in awe, not of you, but of me, the God who can take a life that seemed to be over and turn it into the beginning of a magnificent and glorious new act. Trust the process, my beloved. Trust the timing. The darkness has been but a momentary prelude. The first glimmers of light are now visible. My cue is in your spirit. The stage is set, the spotlight is waiting, and your radiant return, my cherished hero, is at hand. Prepare to shine. And so, my cherished child, as you stand in the sacred hush of the wings, your spirit now sensing the imminent change, your heart aware of the first glimmers of the waiting light. The moment of divine transition is upon you. The long season of hidden preparation, of quiet formation in the shadows, has served its glorious purpose. The stage is now perfectly set, the backdrop of your past darkness providing the perfect contrast for the brilliance I am about to reveal in you. I, your loving director, now extend my hand to you, and with a voice of both infinite tenderness and sovereign authority, I give you your cue. It is time, my beloved, to step out of the shadows. It is time to walk into the waiting spotlight. It is time to embrace your radiant return. I know, my precious one, that this step can feel like the most daunting of all. There can be a strange comfort in the familiar shadows, a perceived safety in the obscurity where you have dwelt for so long. To step into the light is to become visible again, to be seen. And your past experiences may have taught you that to be seen is to be vulnerable to judgment, to misunderstanding, to pain. A part of you may wish to remain in the wings, to cling to the safety of the darkness, fearing that the light will be too harsh, that the audience of the world will be too critical, that you are not yet truly ready for the center stage. But I'm here to assure you, my child, that the person stepping into the light today is not the same one who retreated into the shadows. The one who entered the darkness was perhaps wounded, fearful, uncertain. But the one who now emerges has been transformed by the sacred work we have done together. You step out now with a new resilience forged in adversity, a new wisdom gleaned from your trials, a new humility born from your surrender, and a new, quiet confidence rooted not in your own abilities, but in your deep, experiential knowledge of my faithfulness. The darkness has not been your prison, it has been your chrysalis. And you are emerging now not with fragile, untested wings, but with a strength and a beauty that have been perfected in secret. This spotlight that awaits you, my beloved, is not the harsh, interrogating glare of the world's scrutiny. It is the warm, loving, and affirming spotlight of my own divine pleasure and purpose. It is my light shining upon you, and its intention is not to expose your flaws, but to illuminate your glory, the glory of a spirit that has endured, that has trusted, that has been made beautiful through its journey with me. When you step into this light, you are stepping into my affirmation, my blessing, my anointing for your next chapter. You are not stepping out alone. You are stepping into a beam of my own presence that will surround you, uphold you, and shine through you. So, how do you take this step? My child, you do so with the very courage that has been forged in you during your time in the dark. You take a deep breath of my spirit. You recall the truth that you are not defined by the darkness, but are destined for the light. And you make a conscious choice to move, It is a step of faith. Yes, but it is no longer a blind step into an unknown abyss. It is a confident step toward a light you can now perceive, a step into a purpose you now sense, a step taken in partnership with the God who has been preparing you for this very moment. As you step into the waiting spotlight, you bring the sacred lessons of the night with you. You do not discard them. Your newfound humility keeps you from being blinded by the light of your own radiance. Your deep compassion, born from your own sorrow, ensures that you use your new platform not for self-aggrandizement, but for the healing and encouragement of others. Your resilient strength allows you to stand in the light with a quiet poise, unthreatened by the opinions of others. Secure in your divinely given identity, you are bringing the treasures of the darkness out into the day, and they will make your shining all the more rich, all the more authentic, all the more powerful. Let go of the fear of what they will think. My child, the audience of the world may be surprised. They may not understand your transformation. Some who were comfortable with you in your obscurity may even be unsettled by your new light. It does not matter. You are not performing for their applause anymore. You are living for an audience of one, for me, your loving director, whose delight in you is your only true reward. As you step into the light, keep your gaze fixed on me, and you will not be distracted or dismayed by any other reaction. This radiant return is the beginning of a new chapter of visibility, of influence, of purpose. In the darkness, the work was primarily internal, a preparation of your own soul. But now, in the light, the work that has been done in you is destined to become a blessing for many. The light you now carry is meant to illuminate pathways for others. The strength you now possess is meant to support the weak. The story of your journey from darkness to light is meant to be a testimony that will ignite hope in hearts that are still lost in their own despair. Your return to the stage of your life, my beloved, is not a return to your old role. You are not simply reprising a part you once played. You are entering as a new character, a transfigured being, one who has been fundamentally changed by the sacred work of the shadows. Embrace this new self. Walk in this new identity. Do not try to fit back into the old molds. The old has passed away. Behold, I am doing a new thing, and you are the glorious embodiment of it. Take the step, my precious one. Leave the safety of the wings. The time for hiding, for waiting, for preparing is over. The curtain is rising. The music is beginning. The spotlight, warm and loving, is waiting to embrace you. Step into it with the quiet confidence of a cherished hero, with the humble gratitude of a redeemed soul, and with the joyful anticipation of the magnificent new act of your life that is about to begin. Your radiant return is here, and all of heaven is watching, with bated breath and thunderous applause, as you step into the light. And so, my cherished child, as you stand now in the warm and loving spotlight of my purpose, as you begin to walk in the radiant reality of your new beginning, let us now behold together the magnificent and profound effect of your glorious return. For the light that now shines from you, my beloved, is no ordinary light. Its brilliance, its beauty, its power to pierce the shadows is made infinitely more potent, more captivating, more breathtakingly beautiful, precisely because of the deep and profound darkness that served as its backdrop. The world may have seen your past struggles as a tragedy that dimmed your life, but I, your God, see it as the rich, dark velvet upon which the diamond of your redeemed spirit now dazzles with an unparalleled and awe-inspiring splendor. This is the great and beautiful secret of my redemptive artistry. My child, I do not erase the darkness of your past. I use it. I transfigure it. I make it the very context that gives your present light its most profound meaning and its most powerful impact. Anyone can shine in the midst of a sunlit day, but a light that shines brightly after a long and starless night. A light that radiates from the very place where darkness once reigned. That is a light that commands attention. A light that inspires wonder. A light that testifies to a power that is not of this world. Consider the strength you now possess. The quiet, resilient fortitude that was forged in the secret places of your trial. If you had never known profound weakness, if you had never been brought to the end of your own resources, this strength might appear as mere human giftedness or self-confidence. But because it has emerged from a backdrop of acknowledged frailty, because it was born in a place where you cried out, I cannot, your strength now shines with a different quality. It is a testament not to your own might, but to mine. It radiates a humble power, a gentle authority that is far more compelling than any worldly bravado. Others will look at your ability to stand firm in the face of new challenges. And knowing the storms you have weathered, they will not see arrogance, but a miracle. Your past weakness has become the dark canvas against which the brilliant colors of my strength in you are now so beautifully painted. Think, too, of the wisdom that now seasons your words and guides your choices. Had you walked an easy, untroubled path, your wisdom might be merely theoretical, a collection of second-hand truths. But because you have journeyed through the disorienting wilderness of confusion and doubt, because you have wrestled with the hard questions in the darkness, the wisdom you now carry has an authenticity, a depth, a gravitas that is profoundly trustworthy. It is a wisdom that has been tested in the fires of real life. When you speak a word of comfort or of guidance, it resonates with the authority of one who knows, of one who has been there. The darkness of your past confusion is the very backdrop that makes the light of your present wisdom shine with such clarity and compassion. And what of the joy that is now beginning to bubble up within you? My child, it is not the shallow happiness of a life untouched by sorrow. It is a deep, resilient, and almost defiant joy. A joy that has known the depths of grief and has emerged, not in denial of that pain, but in triumph over it. Because your joy is set against the backdrop of your past tears. It possesses a profound sweetness, a preciousness, that a more naive happiness can never know. It is a joy that understands the value of light because it has intimately known the darkness. And this joy, my beloved, this resilient, tear-washed joy, becomes an irresistible beacon of hope to those who are still lost in their own sorrow. A powerful testament that mourning does not have to be the final chapter, that a new song can indeed be born from the ashes of a broken heart. My delight, my precious one, is in this beautiful interplay of light and shadow in your life story. I see how the darkness of what was now serves to amplify the glory of what is becoming. I see how your past struggles, which you once believed to be your greatest shame, have, in my hands, become your greatest assets. The very things that give your testimony its power, your compassion its depth, your strength its authenticity, and your light its breathtaking brilliance. This is my redemptive economy, my divine artistry, to take the very worst that the world or the enemy intended for your harm, and to transform it into the very thing that most beautifully displays my goodness and my glory in your life. The world may have labeled you by your darkness. They saw the storm, the struggle, the obscurity, and that is what they believed you to be. But now, as you step into the light, they will be left in awe, for they will see that the darkness was not your identity at all, but merely the temporary stage upon which the magnificent drama of your radiant return was destined to unfold. Your life becomes a story that confounds their logic, a beautiful mystery that points to a power and a love that transcends their understanding. Embrace this truth, my beloved. Do not be ashamed of the dark backdrop of your past. Do not try to hide it or pretend it did not exist. Instead, see it as I see it, as a necessary canvas upon which your new and radiant life is being painted. It is the very thing that gives your story its depth, its power, its profound and beautiful meaning. The brilliance of your life now is not in spite of the darkness you have endured, but is, in a very real and beautiful way, because of it. You are my work of art, my child, a living masterpiece of light and shadow, of sorrow and redemption, of grace and glory, and the beauty of your unveiling, the splendor of your radiant return, is a sight that fills all of heaven with a joyful and triumphant song. Shine, my precious one, shine with the light that has been forged in your darkness, for your brilliance, set against the backdrop of all you have overcome, is a glory to behold. And so, my cherished child, my radiant one, as you stand in the beautiful, revealing light that now shines from your transformed life, as you begin to understand the magnificent impact of your return against the very backdrop of darkness you once feared. Let this final and most glorious truth become the eternal sun of your new world, the light that now shines within you. The radiance that emanates from your being is not a fleeting moment in the spotlight, not a temporary reprieve that is destined to fade back into twilight. No, my beloved, this is your new and everlasting reality. For I, your God, the very source of all light, am your constant and inexhaustible supply. My promise to you is this: your light, the light of my life in you, will never fade. The darkness has been utterly, eternally defeated, and you are destined to walk as a child of the light for all your days and into the boundless expanse of my everlasting day. You have known the fear of the light fading. My child, you have experienced seasons where your hope dwindled, where your joy seemed to recede, where the darkness threatened to encroach once more. This fear may still linger as a shadow in the corners of your mind. The anxiety that this newfound radiance is too good to be true, too beautiful to last. It is the memory of your old reality, a reality powered by your own finite resources, your own flickering human flame. But you have now been connected to a different power source. My child, your life is no longer lit by the small candle of your own effort, but has been plugged into the very generator of the cosmos, the eternal, unceasing, all-powerful light of my own being. My commitment to you, my precious one, is to be the perpetual source of your light. Think of yourself as a beautiful lamp, exquisitely crafted and perfectly designed to illuminate a corner of my world. The beauty of the lamp is your own unique, transformed character, but the oil that fuels its flame, that is my part. And I tell you, my beloved, the oil of my spirit, my grace, my love, will never run dry. You do not have to live in fear of your light going out, for you are not responsible for producing the fuel. Your part is simply to remain open, to be a clean vessel, to allow my oil to flow freely, to tend the wick of your faith. My part, my joyous and unwavering commitment, is to ensure that your supply is infinite, your flame eternally sustained. This truth fundamentally changes the way you live. My child, you are liberated from the anxious burden of trying to maintain your own spiritual vitality. You are freed from the fear of burnout, of depletion, of coming to the end of your own resources once more. You can now love extravagantly, serve generously, shine brightly, with the joyful confidence that your source is not you, but me. The more light you give away, the more my light will flow into you and through you. You have become a conduit for an eternal energy, a channel for a divine luminescence. The darkness you endured has been defeated. My child, it has not simply retreated for a season. Its ultimate power over you has been broken. Yes, shadows may still attempt to fall across your path in this world, for the world still contains darkness. But these shadows no longer have the power to define you, to imprison you, to extinguish your core of light. You now carry the dawn within you. You are a walking sunrise, a mobile sanctuary of my presence, and wherever you go, my beloved, you carry a light that is greater than any darkness, a light that causes shadows to flee, a light that brings my hope, my healing, my reality into the bleakest of circumstances. This is your new identity, a child of the light. Live from it, walk in it, let it inform your every choice, your every interaction. Let your words be words of light, your actions be actions of light, your very presence be an emanation of my light. This is not a role you must strive to play. It is the authentic, effortless shining of the one you have truly become. As you continue to dwell in communion with me, your eternal source, my promise to you, my child, extends beyond your earthly days. The light that I have ignited within you is an eternal flame, a spark of my own divine life that will never be quenched. When your journey in this world is complete, your light will not be extinguished. It will simply merge into the boundless, glorious ocean of my own being, to shine as a unique and beautiful star in my heavenly constellation for all of eternity. The radiance you now possess is a foretaste, a down payment of the eternal weight of glory that awaits you in my immediate presence. So let go of all fear. My precious one, the darkness is behind you, its purpose fulfilled, its power broken. Your future is one of ever-increasing light, of ever-expanding radiance, of an ever-deepening walk in the beautiful, glorious, and everlasting day of your God. My love is your light. My presence is your power source. And my faithfulness is your absolute guarantee that you're light. My light in you will never, ever fade. Shine. My beloved, shine with the magnificent, resilient, and beautiful light that you are always created to be. Your radiant return is not just a moment. It is your eternal reality. And now, my cherished child of light, as you rest in the profound security of this eternal promise, let your soul be utterly at peace. The darkness has served its purpose. It was but the velvet backdrop for your glorious unveiling. Your radiance now is your true and lasting state, sustained not by your own effort, but by my own infinite and unfailing life within you. You are a beacon of my hope, a testament to my redeeming love, a jewel that will shine in my kingdom forever. Rest in your light, my beloved. It is safe, it is eternal, and it is beautiful beyond all measure.